Dibrey ha'Yamim1, 1Chronicles, chapters 17 through 20. Dibrey ha'Yamim1, 1Chronicles, chapter 17. And it came to be, when David was dwelling in his house, that David said to Nathan the Nevi, See, I am dwelling in a house of cedar, but the ark of the covenant of Yahuah is under curtains. And Nathan said to David, Do all that is in your heart, for Elohim is with you. And it came to be that night that the word of Elohim came to Nathan, saying, Go, and you shall say to my servant David, Thus said Yahuah, You do not build me a house to dwell in, for I have not dwelt in a house since the time that I brought up Yisrael, even to this day, but have gone from tent to tent, and from Mishkan to another. Wherever I have moved about with all Yisrael, have I ever spoken a word to any of the rulers of Yisrael, whom I commanded to shepherd my people, saying, Why have you not built me a house of cedar? And now say this to my servant David, Thus said Yahuah of hosts, I took you from the sheepfold, from following the sheep, to be ruler over my people Yisrael. And I have been with you wherever you have gone, and have cut off all your enemies from before you, and have made you a name like the name of the great men who are on the earth. And I shall prepare a place for my people Yisrael, and plant them, and they shall dwell in a place of their own, and move no more, nor shall the sons of wickedness oppress them any more, as at the first, since the time that I commanded rulers to be over my people Yisrael, and I have humbled all your enemies, and I declared to you that Yahuah builds you a house. And it shall be, when your days are filled to go be with your fathers, that I shall raise up your seed after you, who is of your sons, and I shall establish his reign. He builds me a house, and I shall establish his throne forever. I am to be his father, and he is to be my son. And my kindness I do not turn away from him, as I took it from him who was before you. And I shall establish him in my house and in my reign forever, and let his throne be established forever. According to all these words, and according to all this vision, so did Nathan speak to David. And sovereign David came in and sat before Yahuah, and said, Who am I, O Yahuah Elohim, and what is my house that you have brought me this far? And this was a small matter in your eyes, O Elohim, but you have spoken of your servant's house for a great while to come, and have looked upon me as though I were an exalted man, O Yahuah Elohim. What more could David add to you for the esteem of your servant? For you know your servant, O Yahuah. For your servant's sake, and according to your own heart, you have done all this greatness in making known all these great matters. O Yahuah, there is none like you, nor is there any Elohim besides you, according to all that we have heard with our ears. And who is like your people, Yisrael, the one nation on the earth, whom Elohim went to redeem for himself as a people, to make for yourself a great and awesome name, by driving out nations from before your people, whom you redeemed from Mitzrayim? For you appointed your people, Yisrael, to be your own people forever, and you, Yahuah, have become their Elohim. And now, O Yahuah, the word which you have spoken concerning your servant and concerning his house, let it stand fast forever, and do as you have said. So let it stand fast, and your name be great forever, saying, Yahuah of hosts, Elohim of Yisrael is Elohim to Yisrael, and let the house of your servant David be established before you. For you, O my Elohim, have revealed to your servant to build a house for him. Therefore your servant has come to pray before you. And now, Yahuah, you are Elohim, and have promised this goodness to your servant. And now you have been pleased to barak the house of your servant to be before you forever. For you have baraked it, O Yahuah, and it is Baruch forever. Divrei ha'Yamim1, 1Chronicles, chapter 18. And after this it came to be that David smote the Palestites, and humbled them, and took Gath and its towns from the hand of the Palestites. And he smote the Moabites, and the Moabites became David's servants, and brought presents. And David smote Hadadezer, sovereign of Zobah, as far as Hamath, as he went to establish his power by the river Perath. And David took from him 1,000 chariots, and 7,000 horsemen, and 20,000 foot soldiers. And David also hamstrung all the chariot horses, but left of them 100 chariots. And when Aram of Damasek came to help Hadadezer, sovereign of Zobah, David smote 22,000 of Aram. And David stationed men in Aram of Damasek, and the Arameans became David's servants, and brought presents. And Yahuah saved David wherever he went. And David took the shields of gold that were on the servants of Hadadezer, and brought them to Jerusalem. And from Tivchath and from Kun, cities of Hadadezer, David brought a large amount of bronze, with which Shlomo made the bronze sea, and the columns, and the vessels of bronze. And when Tou, sovereign of Hamath, heard that David had smitten all the army of Hadadezer, sovereign of Zobah, he sent Hadoram his son to sovereign David to ask peace of him and barak him, because he had fought against Hadadezer and smote him, because Hadadezer had been fighting against Tou with all kinds of objects of gold and silver and bronze. Sovereign David also kadosh these to Yahuah, along with the silver and gold that he had brought from all these nations, from Edom, and from Moab, and from the children of Ammon, and from the Pelethites, and from Amalek. And Avishai, son of Zeruiah, smote 18,000 Edomites in the valley of Salt, and he put watch posts in Edom, and all the Edomites became David's servants. And Yahuah saved David wherever he went. So David reigned over all Yisrael, and he was doing right ruling and righteousness to all his people. And Joab, son of Zeruiah, was over the army, and Jehoshaphat, son of Ahilud, was recorder, and Zadok, son of Ahituv, and Avimelech, son of Abiathar, were the Kohanim, and Shausha was the scribe, and Benayahu, son of Jehoiada, was over the Kerethites and the Pelethites. And the sons of David were chiefs at the sovereign's side. Divrei ha'Yamim1, 1Chronicles, chapter 19. And after this it came to be that Nachash, the sovereign of the children of Ammon, died, and his son reigned in his place. And David said, "Let me show kindness to Hanun, son of Nachash, because his father showed kindness to me." So David sent messengers to comfort him concerning his father, and the servants of David came to Hanun in the land of the children of Ammon to comfort him. And the chiefs of the children of Ammon said to Hanun, "Is David esteeming your father in your eyes because he has sent comforters to you? Have his servants not come to you to search and to overthrow and to spy out the land?" So Hanun took David's servants and shaved them and cut off their garments in the middle at their buttocks and sent them away. And when some went and informed David about the men he sent to meet them, because the men were greatly ashamed. And the sovereign said, "Remain at Jericho until your beards have grown, then return." And when the children of Ammon saw that they had made themselves a stench to David, Hanun and the children of Ammon sent 1,000 kikars of silver to hire chariots and horsemen from Aram Naharaim, and from Aram Maacah, and from Zobah. So they hired for themselves 32,000 chariots with the sovereign of Maacah and his people, who came and encamped before Medevah. And the children of Ammon had gathered from their cities and came to battle. And when David heard, he sent Joab and the entire army of the mighty men. And the children of Ammon came out and put themselves in battle array before the gate of the city. And the sovereigns who had come were by themselves in the field. And when Joab saw that the battle had turned against him before and behind, he chose some of the choice ones of Israel and put them in battle array to meet Aram. And the rest of the people he put under the command of Avishai, his brother, and they put themselves in battle array to meet the children of Ammon. And he said, If Aram is too strong for me, then you shall help me. But if the children of Ammon are too strong for you, then I shall help you. Be strong, and let us show strength for our people and for the cities of our Elohim, and let Yahuah do what is good in his eyes. And Joab drew near, and the people with him, to battle against Aram, and they fled before him. And when the children of Ammon saw that the Arameans were fleeing, they also fled before Avishai his brother, and went into the city. And Joab came to Jerusalem. And when Aram saw that they had been smitten before Yisrael, they sent messengers and brought the Arameans who were beyond the river. And Shophach, the commander of Hadadezer's army, went before them. And it was reported to Dawid, and he gathered all Yisrael and passed over the Jordan and came upon them and arranged in battle array against them. And Dawid arranged in battle array against Aram, and they fought with him. And Aram fled before Yisrael, and Dawid slew 7,000 charioteers and 40,000 foot soldiers of the Arameans, and smote Shophach, the commander of the army. And the servants of Hadadezer saw that they were smitten by Yisrael, and they made peace with Dawid and became his servants. And the Arameans would not help the children of Ammon any more. Dibrey ha'Yamim1, 1Chronicles, chapter 20. And it came to be at the turn of the year, at the time sovereigns go out, that Joab led out the forces of the army and destroyed the land of the children of Ammon, and came and besieged Rabbah. But Dawid remained at Jerusalem, and Joab smote Rabbah and overthrew it. And Dawid took their sovereign's crown from his head, and found it weighed a kikar of gold, and there were precious stones in it, and it was put on David's head. And he also brought out the spoil of the city, a very great amount. And he brought out the people who were in it, and put them to work with saws, and with iron picks, and with axes. And thus Dawid did to all the cities of the children of Ammon. Then Dawid and all the people returned to Jerusalem. And afterward it came to be that fighting broke out at Gezer with the Pelishtites. Then Sivakai the Hushathite smote Sipai of the sons of the giant, and they were humbled. And there was fighting again with the Pelishtites, and Elchanan son of Yair smote Lachmi, the brother of Goliath, the Gittite, the shaft of whose spear was like a weaver's beam. And there was fighting again at Gath, where there was a man of great size, with 24 fingers and toes, 6 and 6, and he too was born to the giant. And he reproached Yisrael, and Jehonathan son of Shema, Dawid's brother, smote him. These were born to the giant in Gath, and they fell by the hand of Dawid and by the hand of his servants.